How's it going? I hope things are well. I am doing a practice with intent to getting the most out of your practice time instead of noodling or doodling or not really getting a lot out of the time that you put aside for practicing. So, practicing with intent, getting the most out of your time. Well, one of the things you would like to do is wherever you're sitting, is have a guitar handy, have it tuned, ready to go, and available. So, like most people, they'll throw a guitar in their closet or off to the side so it don't get damaged. Isn't really helpful when you don't have a lot of time and you want to pick up the guitar at the spur of the moment and practice for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, while you're waiting for somebody to do something and you want to have some fun. So for me, having a guitar right next to my seating area allows me to practice at the spur of the moment. I also like to have practice material standing by, ready to go at a moment's notice. As I sit here, I look at my refrigerators right here, and on my refrigerator I have those are arpeggios. I go through some arpeggios. What I found interesting is I was over a friend's house, and they were playing guitars, about three guys, and they were noodling. I never heard of noodling. I know you think I have, but I've heard of doodling, with people in school, but even that was intentful. They did that with intent. People really get into some artistry. So really, you should have your instrument standing by, tuned, ready to go, not off to the side, and don't doodle. So have an intent. So have a warm-up routine. I have a practice pie. So there's a warm-up, there's a practice, and there's a play. So I break it down into three things for myself. And my warm-up could change depending if I'm playing a gig or if I'm just at home. And if I'm at a gig, practicing for a gig, getting ready to play a gig, you want to really get the most out of that time. And for me, that would be probably some arpeggios, some of the harder things, and then going right into each song. But at home, you want to get your wrist all nice and ready, and you do it every day, so you don't want to ruin yourself. With my practice pie right off the bat, is have fun and play something simple so it doesn't discourage me. Anything could discourage you or take up your time and really mess it up, so you don't do it. So you have to practice, and I practice something I like at the beginning, very easy, very simple on my body. It doesn't hurt the hand, doesn't strenuate the tendons or anything, develop arthritis in the long term. So that would be a warm-up, easy songs. And then I would go into a little bit more, if I have the time, something a little bit harder. And for me, what I try to do is mix it up in my brain. And I do books. Let me just show you. So, yeah, you could do tapping yourself. You can figure out a lot of tapping. But when I use somebody else's book and their mindset, it pulls me out of my mindset and makes it harder on you and makes you learn. And you're not just pulling from old resources in your brain subconsciously, that you're actually learning new stuff. Same thing with the Paganini shredding. It's just, it's filled with his runs. And just picking a run, practicing that, and that would be after warm-up. And once I get through something, and I know these work really well, is because your mind gets frustrated as you do it. It's hard. Your fingers might not be working correctly the right way. And I find that when I do it this way with a book that's not me, that it makes it a lot easier to feel like I'm getting something educational out of it. And again, I know that because it's frustrating. And when I stop the next day, I am better at it. And that is only because I'm using somebody else's material. And because it's somebody else's material, it's new to your brain. even with the jazz chords, it's new to my brain. Oh, okay. Just to get out. Again, you can build your own chords off of scales, and that it grows your brain. But to separate that and get something fresh, and some of the pieces that I do, it could take me a year and a half. Classical pieces on the nylon guitar. So to get to that point, you got to put a lot of practice time in, and to do that, you got to make the most intent out of your practice. People do that with exercising. They talk about all the time making the most out of the practice, the gym time they put in, because it's frustrating, it's mind numbing, and it can be tiring. So you want to get the most out of it so you feel beneficial, and you want to do it some more. And that's the whole key, is not just noodling and doodling, because what that does is really inhibits your creativity and makes it not as fun, because you don't seem to get anywhere. You don't feel like you're actually being creative. You don't feel like you're learning more. And have a practice pie. Practice pie is a way to go. Have practice, have a warm-up, have practice, and have playtime. All right, dear geeks, that's about it for me. Oh my God, that's a lot of talking and standing. You take care.